my channel today. My name is Kerry Kennedy and I'm a multi-genre author, and on today's vlog I am doing a little run through of all the books that I have bought in April, and also to show you off my new bookcase. So I've overflown with books on my current bookcase, which is upstairs, and the room that I'm currently standing in is now finished and it's going to be my office. So I'm really excited about that because we're doing a house reform project, and so far it's taken us 4 years because we're doing it around working full time, and it's quite a substantial property. So the office is now finished. It's all decorated wonderfully white. We've got perfectly beautiful wooden beams that we stripped all the paint off, and now I've got a new bookcase. So I am so excited that I'm going to be filling it with books as we go along through the rest of the year. And as we do go forward in the year, I will be showing off the books that I have bought, and maybe there'll be some on there that you really like. So this is my stack that I have purchased in April, and I have got some more books coming. So I'm a little bit of a book buyer, like most of you who follow my vlogs are as well. And outside of writing novels, I absolutely love to read. So I've got some little gems here, and we do have Zeus, my cat, who's decided that he's going to join us on today's vlog. So the first book I got was The Little Venice Bookshop by Rebecca Raisin. And I'm really excited to read this because it's a romantic comedy and it's a bundle of mysterious letters, a trip to Venice and a journey she'll never forget. When Luna loses her beloved mother, she's bereft. Her mother was her only family, and without her, Luna feels rootless. Then the chance to discover the collection of letters in her mother's belongings sends her on an unexpected journey. So this sounds absolutely delightful. And I've never read Rebecca Raisin before, so I'm really looking forward to seeing if she's an author that I'm going to be putting on my go-to list. Talking of my go-to list, I've actually fallen in love with Freida McCannon, and she is definitely one of my favourite authors at the moment. Then Jenny Colgan was my next book, a delightful romantic comedy called The Bookshop on the Corner. So if you've never read a Jenny Colgan book and you love romantic comedies and you like a happy ever after and you like the uplifting feeling, you've definitely got to get a Jenny Colgan book. So smells so wonderful. So this one is new to me for April, and I've just finished another one of hers, and I really love Jenny Colgan. I've kind of grown up with her, and Carol Matthews are, and also Sophie Kinsella, who I've got on my shelves over here. I've got some great Sophie Kinsella books. But what I do hate is the stickers, and you just hate it when they put stickers on books. They're my favourite romantic comedy authors. I absolutely love them. Actually, I've got another Sophie Kinsella here. I owe you one. This is a lovely book. So, Jenny Colgan was the second book that I received. And then I received this book yesterday by Lucy Clark called You Let Me In, which is a suspense thriller. And nothing has felt right since Elle rented out her home. There's a shift in the atmosphere and the prickling feeling that someone is watching from every corner of the clifftop house. I mean, if that doesn't grab you to want to read it, then I don't know what does. It's a great hook, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. So my favourite genres are romantic comedies and thrillers and psychological thrillers. Those are my favourite. I mean, I will read dystopian fantasy. They're not books that I would purchase or download on my Kindle out of choice, but I do read them for other authors and offer reviews, because if you don't already know, I offer free reviews, which I post out on Amazon and on Goodreads, and I also put them across all my social media channels for greater exposure for the author. So they usually just send me the book link or send me a book, and I blog about those as well. Now this book is a TikTok favourite, The Silent Patient. It's been doing the rounds on TikTok, on BookTok, and also over on Instagram, on Bookstagram. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy this book. I've never read Alex, I don't know how you say his name, so forgive me if I've got it wrong, Michaelides. Anyway, I've never read any of his books before. So I wanted to know what all the hype is about this author, and secondly this book, because it's been getting raving reviews and it's just been constantly all over BookTok and Bookstagram for absolutely ages. So I'm going to have a little read of it, and I will let you know what I think. There'll be a separate vlog on this anyway with the reviews. In fact, there'll be vlogs on all the reviews of all the books that I have read. And this says, Alicia Berenson lived a seemingly perfect life until one day 6 years ago when she shot her husband in the head 5 times. Oh, that's a bit excessive. Since then, she hasn't spoken a single word, and it's time to find out why. So actually it sounds quite good. I hadn't read the blurb on it. You know what, I just bought it really. I bought it A for the cover and secondly because it's getting so much hype and I thought, well, I'm just gonna get it and I'm gonna have a little read and see what I think of it. Then I wanted this book by Colin Hoover, November 9. I wanted this quite a while. So I'm really pleased that I've got this book. I'm really new to Colin Hoover actually. I only started reading her actually I bought some books of hers when I was in Casablanca, Morocco, back in October, but I didn't read her until the new year. And the first book I read of Colin Hoover's was It Ends With Us, which does deal with domestic abuse, but she has taken her mother's experience of being involved in domestic abuse, and that is how she has based her story. That's where she's got the inspiration from to write the book, It Ends With Us, which is just an absolute emotional roller coaster. And then the second book I read of hers was Verity, and after that I was just hooked. So I've read reminders of him and some other Colin Hoover books. But in any case, this is the book that I have got for April, and I'm buying a book a month. Well, actually, I'm lying because I've already bought Ugly Love by Colin Hoover. In fact, I bought a second-hand book of Vinted, and that should be with me over the next few days. But this one has also been a bit of a massive whirlwind over on BookTok, and since I have quite fallen in love with Colin Hoover, I know there's so many mixed feelings about her as an author, but you know, personally from an author's perspective, I think she's pretty good. She can just change and swap out her genres, and I do that as well. So it's really nice to have an affinity with another author who's like a top author who can just swap and change from one genre to the other. And it says, I can't read it properly actually, Fallon meets Ben, an aspiring novelist. The day of her scheduled cross-country move, their ultimately attraction leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben has always sought for his novel. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good, doesn't it? I'm really, really looking forward to reading this, but I'm leaving at my bookshelf down here as opposed to my bookshelf upstairs, which is now just overflowing, because I have got something like 200 books up there that I have not got around to reading, and I'm actually wondering if I'm ever going to get around to reading my physical books. Anyway, I don't want to have anxiety about that, so we're not going to talk about that. Then this book I bought purely because of the cover. It's called She Was the Quiet One, and it's by Michelle Campbell. Again, she's a new author to me, and she's got some fantastic looking books out, but I just loved everything about this cover. I liked the colours, I liked the flowers, I like the way that it gives you that kind of sinistry sort of, there is a thriller lurking in there somewhere. And so I bought this, and also I do sometimes buy books because I think they're just going to look fantastic. The spines are just going to look great, which this one does. It's got the, you see, it's really stunning on my bookcase. So, and also I wanted to bump up the sort of bluishy grey colour, greeny colours that I've got on my bookcase as well. So that's another reason I bought this. It says it's riveting and it's addictive. For twin sisters Rose and Belle, enrolling at the prestigious new boarding school should have been a fresh start, but with its sinister rituals and traditions, Odell soon brings out a deadly rivalry between the sisters. For Sarah and husband Heath, the chance to teach at Odell seems like the best thing that ever happened to their small family, a chance to rise through the ranks and put the past behind them, until one dark night ends in murder. She was the quiet one, but is she guilty? So this sounds fantastic. I'm really looking forward to reading this, and this will probably be on my May or June TBR, because my TBR for April is already booked up. I'm doing an art review for another author at the moment, which is a fantastic book as well. And once I've read that, I will do a little vlog and tell you all about that book, because so far I've read about 100 pages and it's really lovely. So I hope that some of these books have taken your fancy, and that you might like to purchase one or two of them and support the authors, especially some of the indie authors. And also, there we go, see if you can see them there. Perfect. Before you all just switch it off, I just wanted to ask you, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because it means a lot to me to have your support, and I want to keep my channel going, and if I can have more subscribers, that would be wonderful. It's free, it takes 2 seconds to do. You just have to click on the subscribe button below. And in advance, thank you for supporting me. So thanks for joining me on my channel today. I hope you've enjoyed my little vlog. It is a mini vlog because I've got masses going on. I've just finished writing my novel, my LGBTQ novel, about 2 boys called the Baker Boys. So there'll be more on that coming up next week or the following week. and I have got masses of editing to do, because with this one I am actually going to be sending it out to agents and the like, because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we can that I can get a publishing contract. So I'll keep you posted on that. So lots of exciting things are going on, and have a great weekend. It is Friday, so my vlog will appear very shortly, and I wish you all very well. Thanks for joining me.